So in this video we are going to discuss about extinguisher, and not in fact about extinguisher, but we are going to cover that why CO2 extinguishers, they don't have this pressure gauge. This pressure gauge, what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you different extinguisher. You have a look at it first. Now you see this is water. Okay, here also this image is little blurred, but here also you see the extinguisher. Now this is foam type, they also have a gauge. Okay, now you see here this is powder, that is DCP, they also have a gauge. Now come to the CO2 one. Okay, now when we talk about CO2 extinguisher, you won't find a gauge there. See the extinguisher, no gauge, no pressure gauge. So have you wondered why there is no gauge? So this can be a question that can be asked by the surveyor, and it's very important to know, because on and often, so CO2 extinguishers don't have a pressure gauge because they use liquefied CO2, that is commonly we know it as dry ice. Okay, I hope you all know this, which act which as a chemical characteristic always has a pressure of 830. Now this dry ice, okay, liquid, which is known as liquefied CO2, it always has a pressure of 830. Therefore a pressure gauge would always read 830, making a gauge pointless. So it will always read it is to be the same. Okay, so which will make the gauge pointless, so it is not present over there. So when we are talking about a pressure gauge, then what is the purpose of pressure gauge? Okay, so when we talk about the purpose of pressure gauge, so when you see this pressure gauge, so they have three zones. Okay, they have three zones, what is known as this green zone. Okay, this is known as recharged zone. Okay, undercharged and overcharged. Okay, so undercharged and overcharged, both the conditions are harmful. In both the cases the extinguisher will not function properly. Okay, so we avoid both the condition of overcharged and undercharged zone. Okay, so now there can be a question that if there is no gauge, then how do I check my extinguisher? So this can be a obvious thing. Then that is done by, as you all know, that we are weighing the extinguisher, and by weighing extinguisher, even the extinguishers are weighed by different means. Okay, by that we check this extinguisher, because other extinguisher we have these pressure gauge, so it is clear and we know that it will function, but they don't have gauge, so we cannot know. So this is what that the extinguisher that they are present, the carbon dioxide is present in dry ice form, that is liquefied CO2, which always has 830. Then the extinguisher will always read 830, which will become a pointless stuff to have a extinguisher. Thank you so much.